Live from Shanghai this morning, Kevin Roberts, worldwide CEO of leading advertising agency Saatchi Saatchi, joining us on the program. Kevin, advertising isn't dead, is it? Marketing is dead. What does that mean?
Well, I think there's been a fantastic shift in power, particularly in China. You know, to me now, companies have little power, the media has little power, brands have little power. Power has switched firmly into the hands of the consumer. The consumer is boss. And in that regard, classic marketing, as we were brought up and taught about creating demand, sustaining customers, that's dead. It's table stakes. The role of marketing now is to create a movement, to inspire consumers, to inspire the people to join that movement and to advocate it. So it's a vastly different role.
Now, Kevin, we know Saatchi Saatchi does a lot of high-profile campaigns. I know you're advertising for Citroën in China, Procter & Gamble, Lenovo just selected Saatchi Saatchi as well. So how do you create a movement? How do you sell to the Chinese consumer?
Well, you don't sell to them anymore. You inspire them to join you. You've got to give them all the stuff that we've all known about: respect, trust, quality, price. That's all table stakes. Because the old days of just bringing in Western products and saying, hey, we're from the West, those are dead. Now you've got to say, hey, we understand you, we're part of your lives. And the Chinese are looking for three things: mystery, sensuality, and intimacy. We're trying to create with them loyalty, not for a reason, loyalty beyond reason, beyond price, beyond attribute. The Chinese are saying, okay, we quite like this now, we've survived, we're growing. How can you make my life a little bit happier in the brand choice I make?
Now, consumers liking mystery, liking sensuality, that's not necessarily different from consumers anywhere in the world, right?
Chinese consumers are not different. They are rapidly developing. In fact, you know, we don't see China as a developing market anymore. We see it as a developed, mature market. These consumers, they're sophisticated, they're knowledgeable, they've been empowered by the internet, they've been empowered by mobile technology. They are, you know, getting to the future first and getting there fast. They're very demanding.
I bet. Now, you're saying that Asian advertisers still prefer the traditional platforms like print, like television. What's the next big thing right now in advertising and for Asia?
Yeah, well, we've all become screenagers. Every one of us now is hooked on our screens. Nobody in China leaves home without a screen in their pocket, their mobile phone. Everybody's connected either through PCs or tablets. And, of course, TV still dominates. You know, we've all got one or two or three, and we're all watching it. So we're all linking to this family of screens. And the latest and greatest things in China will be the people that use those screens interactively, because we live now not in an attention economy, but in a participation age. And Chinese consumers, they want to play. They don't want to be talked at. There's no more selling by yelling. They want to be involved. They want to get engaged. They want to participate.
Now, Kevin, you want to make China one of your largest markets, maybe the first or the second largest markets. Unfortunately, we have lost the line to Kevin Roberts, Saatchi Saatchi's. I was speaking to Saatchi Saatchi's global CEO, Kevin Roberts, who's joining us from Shanghai. He says marketing is dead, but you got to build movements. And, you know, Kevin, you're pretty bullish on China. You think it's going to be the biggest market in the world. What about your campaigns right now? Are you building enough business at this point? Who's going to be your next client?
Well, we've got agencies in Beijing, Guangzhou, in Shanghai. We've been here since 1990. We're growing 20% per year. I mean, Western brands, of course, but local brands. And now I think you're seeing more and more Chinese companies gaining confidence, gaining experience. And instead of bringing the world to China, I think we're going to be taking China to the world. So I do think China will become the most important, the biggest, in virtually every category.
Yeah, in fact, you're taking Lenovo, which is a Chinese PC maker, going and advertising its global campaign, so that should be interesting. One more question for you, Kevin. You talked about the changes in advertising to China. What's been, I guess, the biggest misstep for Saatchi Saatchi in terms of campaigns for the Chinese consumer?
Well, you know, I don't think that Saatchi Saatchi particularly have had any missteps because we've been very careful. But I think the thing that you have to watch out for is you have to respect the consumer here. You cannot just come in and stamp your Western program, your global program, into Mandarin and hope it's going to play. You've got to understand how consumers here feel and how their lives are changing, how their hopes and dreams are changing. The second thing you've got to understand is that there isn't one China, as you know. There are 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 5 different tiers, and you've got to work with those.
All right, Kevin, I really enjoyed our conversation today. Thank you for your time. Enjoy the rest of your trip to the Asia Pacific. That's Kevin Roberts, Saatchi & Saatchi's global CEO, joining us.